Hey, what's up guys? I'm BTC. Today I want to talk about Mercy and address some of the concerns about whether or not the character is too good, whether it's overpowered or it needs a nerf or any of that sort of stuff. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the changes that they've made to Mercy because I'm pretty certain most of you guys know what they did. If you don't, however, there should be a couple of links down in the description of this video. You can go check that out. It'll go over all of the changes that have been made to Mercy. Also, just a quick reminder, there is a $20 Steam gift card giveaway going on this week. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment below. Then I'll pick a winner at the end of the week. Alright, so when this change was first happening, there was a lot of people that were saying, oh, this is gonna ruin the character, she's not gonna be any good anymore, but that was definitely not true. Back when these changes were on the PTR, I knew that this was going to make Mercy a much better character overall. I thought for the high skill players it was going to be an amazing change, and for the average, the casual players, that it was still going to be a good change, but it was going to take them a little bit of time in order to get used to it. So with the redesign, the way you play Mercy had to change. You could no longer just build up your ult and then kind of hang back and wait for a bunch of your team to die, swoop in, res them all, get like a 3, 4, or 5 man res, and then use that to swing the fight and win it. You can't do that anymore. Now Mercy has to be involved with the fight pretty much all the time. But now, because Resurrect is a regular ability, you can use it for this incredibly strong tempo, and it allows you to basically have a 7th player on your team. So rather than having to just get, 1 kill on the enemy team, you now have to kill 2 on the enemy team. So if you're trying to break through that choke and somehow you pick off like the enemy soldier or something, their Mercy can just instantly resurrect that soldier, and now you have to basically do it all over again. So you have to get 2 kills before you can really start moving through that choke point or trying to take the capture point or whatever it is you're going for. And of course, whichever team has a Mercy is going to be at an advantage. If the other team doesn't, then it's basically a 7 versus 6, and then that brings up another question, which is, well, if that's the case, does it make having Mercy a must pick? Do you always need to have a Mercy on your team? It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of like the whole nuclear warfare, Cold War type situation, where if this country has nukes, then this other country has to have nukes as well. So in Overwatch, if you have a Mercy, then the enemy team has to have a Mercy as well. And although a lot of people are just now picking up the whole must pick thing with Mercy, it's not really anything that's new, because a certain other character has been pretty much a must pick ever since Overwatch was released. And that character is Lucio. And he adds something to your team that no other character can, and that is the speed boost, which is unbelievably powerful in not just offensive, but also defensive situations. That's why in high-level play, Lucio's pick rate is consistently above 90%. Yeah, sometimes it drops down to like mid-80s or something like that, but a lot of times, Lucio's pick rate is like 92, 93. I've seen it up to 97 or 98% pick rate on Lucio. And that's because that speed boost is so incredibly powerful. Well, now we have another ability that is on par with the power level of that speed boost, and that's going to be Resurrect. Now, in the past, some other characters have had some really powerful, kind of must-pick abilities. So first, it was Zenyatta with the 50% damage amplification on his Discord orb. But then Blizzard nerfed that, so Zenyatta fell out of favor and was replaced by Ana, who now had the Bionic Grenade and Nano Boost. So it went from being Lucio and Zenyatta to Lucio and Ana. But then they nerfed the Bionic Grenade and they nerfed the Nano Boost and stuff, so then it started kind of turning into different things. It was Lucio and maybe a little Zenyatta, or it was Lucio and maybe a little bit of Ana. But one thing remained constant throughout all of it was Lucio was pretty much a must-pick in almost all cases. So now we have the redesigned Mercy, where her Resurrect ability is on a power level that is on par with Lucio's speed boost. And that means that Zenyatta and Ana basically just cannot compete with that. So here's the real thing. We shouldn't necessarily be asking, is Mercy too strong? Because the fact of the matter is, if you were to nerf the Resurrect, it would go from being what it is right now, which is really good, to basically being worthless. So obviously the knee-jerk reaction would be, well, let's just nerf resurrect. And there's really kind of two ways that you could do it, but neither one of them is really good. The first one is if you tried to increase the cooldown. Resurrect already has the longest cooldown in the entire game. It's 3 to 4 times as long as pretty much all the other abilities. If you were to increase the cooldown beyond what it is right now, it would pretty much make the ability garbage. It wouldn't be able to be used enough to really warrant wanting to have on your team. Now, the other way that you could nerf the resurrect is make it so that when you res someone, it doesn't bring them back to full health. But here's the thing, that's not really a nerf. That would actually help Mercy. Because if the target that you bring back, let's say you res a Roadhog, right? And you bring them back at 50% health. Well, that Mercy can now heal that Roadhog and build her ultimate even faster. And whether it's 50% or 70% or 80%, it doesn't matter. Basically, Mercy is going to res someone and then instantly start healing them, which is going to help her build her ultimate even faster. So the real question should be, is Resurrect an ability that should be in the game? And if it is, what are we going to do about it? Now, the simplest thing would be to just take the Resurrect out and replace it with something else. I'm not really a fan of that. I think the Resurrect is totally fine. I think the main problem is that the other two healers, namely Ana and Zenyatta, simply don't bring anything good enough to the table to warrant them using. You really can't change Resurrect without destroying it. So I think what you should do, I think what Blizzard should do, is treat that speed boost from Lucio and treat the Resurrect from Mercy as the baseline for what a healer can do. So yes, the speed boost is incredibly powerful. Yes, the Resurrect is incredibly powerful. Here's the thing. Give Ana something unique that is also incredibly powerful. Give Zenyatta something unique that is also incredibly powerful. Now, they don't have to be the same thing across the board. The truth of the matter is, you could take Resurrect and give it to literally any character in the game. Whether it's a support, it's a tank, it's a DPS, anything. You could give Resurrect to any character in the game, and it would still be crazy good. So the idea is, don't just try to nerf Mercy or don't try to nerf Lucio. Give Ana something unique to bring to the table. Give Zenyatta something unique to bring to the table that allows for teams to come up with new and more creative solutions. So you don't always need to have the speed boost and the Resurrect, because you could have the speed boost and whatever Ana brings to the table. Or you could have the Mercy Resurrect and whatever Zenyatta brings to the table. Allow those other two supports that are lagging really far behind right now to bring something that makes them competitive. And here's the thing, it doesn't just go for the supports, just for the healers either. If you allow the tanks and the DPS to all bring something really unique to the table, then it allows for a lot more possible combinations of characters. It allows for a lot more interesting and creative teams that can be created from this. So I guess what I'm trying to get at here is the current version of Mercy is not too strong. She's not overpowered. It's just the fact that the Resurrect ability is so strong by itself, it's basically put Mercy on the same level that Lucio has been at for the entire duration of the game's life. So now it's not just Lucio who's at the top of the pillar there. Mercy is now up on top as well. So what we need to do is decide whether or not you want to actually have the Resurrect ability in the game, and I really do think it should stay in the game because it's very much a part of Mercy's character. But the problem is that now Ana and Zenyatta are so much farther behind that they just simply can't compete with the two powerhouses, because before it was just Lucio, but now it's Lucio and Mercy. So if Blizzard were to change something and give Ana and Zenyatta something that they can kind of bring to the team, that will allow them to be used a lot more. And again, this also kind of goes into the whole fact that the Overwatch game, the meta, tends to get really stale a lot, and the reason for that is simply because of a lack of creative options. Now, I do have a lot of ideas for what they could possibly do with Ana and Zenyatta, but I'm going to save that for another day. So if you guys are new, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video when it comes out. Anyways, let me know what you think about this. Also, don't forget to check out my Discord server and follow me on Twitter. The links for that stuff is down below. Thanks for watching. Remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.